All right. So welcome to the call, everyone. Today we're going to have, I guess, Brandon, special guest Brandon on the call. We're going to be going through remote sessions with people, remote scanning. And for Brandon and I, you know, we've just recently found out about this remote scanning process. I don't know who like a few people recommended it. Someone was asking me for it and I was like, how do I do this? And I was like, oh, I'll just figure it out. And so through doing that, I've done 15 scans this week and majority of those people have bought. And so they're not necessarily my people, they're people in the team. And there's a method to this madness. My intention is that you guys leave here with a simple step-by-step process on exactly how to do these remote scans so that you, your team, your team's team, everyone in this team can actually duplicate this globally. This is the most unique thing we can ever have. This isn't network marketing what we're doing. This is like so much more than just this device. And so we all have that in the palm of our hands. Now this is only done with the resonance model, not the gold or the Healy Health or the Healy Health Plus. This is only the resonance. So with the promotion, it's a great opportunity to upgrade. And yeah, look, I'm just going to pass it over to Brandon. He's going to get through it. Please get your pens and papers out and take some notes because this is going to be really beneficial for you guys. So over to you, bro.
Can I ask, are you going to do it on the group? Are you going to do it on the hackers group?
Do it on a specific person.
We're going to do one.
No,
Steal my thunder, Deb. Damn it. We're going to do it on a specific person for the purpose of this. There's a couple of reasons why, but I'd just like to explain a little bit the process first and foremost. By the way I've been doing it, the way that I've been doing it for me. That works for me. So this is malleable. I hear that the way that I'm doing it, there's no way I could have done 60 like Rebecca has, but my outcome is different. My outcome is to give people an experience, and me being visual, me being very kinesthetic, I want to get a feeling. I want to see what I'm looking at, and I want to actually read it. So, and I want it to make sense. So I'm trying to hit all four ways of people actually taking on information. There's 4 different types of people that process and learn. And so I want to hit all 4 parts. And I guess the setup of this, to give you some idea of what has kind of transpired, just with doing this and sitting down with people, a lot of opportunities come up. And it's integrity that needs to be at the forefront of doing these scans. Intention is everything. We are in the energy game, therefore our energy needs to be aligned with what that person needs more than what we need. So if you're going into this wanting to sell a product, guys, like that intention is going to go, it's going to throw off the scan, it's going to throw off the experience. So I just want to be clear, and I just build it up in a way in which I want to explain this through the setup, the actual demonstration, and then the breakdown afterwards as to how to get off that call. Because there's numerous ways in which, like, I'm doing this through Zoom. I'm doing this through, we're streaming into the UK. I'm streaming into the US. I'm giving people a visual experience of this device because we have the capability to do so. I found a way that really, really, really works that gives people as if they are there with you right now. Who's up for this, first and foremost? Who's pretty excited to, like, I'm no expert, but when I do something and like Zach was it, like, to give you some idea, Zach was so busy. I was wanting to help him, like get him to do the remote scan, and thank God he didn't, because what came about after I actually saw the experience that the person was watching right in front of my very eyes, it was like transformation happened like this. I had one person, one of my friends, close friends, I've been trying to get onto about the Healy. She actually reached out, but she's so busy. She works with celebrities like Channing Tatum. And so she's super busy. She's a dance coordinator. And so I met her in America, and my intention, instead of like, hey, there's a promotion on, I was like, hey, can I give you this experience? And most of you who saw the message I put on, because we spoke about this last week. I was actually telling you guys about the experience of me reaching out to people with the intention to serve, who actually read that post. Like, I actually screenshot specifically what I said to people. Some of you. Okay, so it's in the Quantum Hackers group. This is what I'm referring to. I also put my Calendly link so that when I go to my schedule, one, the Zoom call is already put in. This is the setup. The Zoom call is already integrated. And also I've got all their details. So you want to go into the session already prepared. You want to already have these, this is with the intention of sitting down with people, okay? And the people that respond, I just send them the link. They go into the Calendly link. What's really cool about Calendly, if you buy the promotion, like the pro account, they can redirect to a YouTube video. And the YouTube video that Zach created, it's kind of like a preliminary between the, okay, here's some more information. And after they've already committed to book in with you, committed to a time. So this is in the setup. I found out it works really well. It's kind of like a funnel. And just with people watching the video after committing to looking at this, like, okay, I've committed, I'm going to see this person. Wow, and the video that Zach edited was amazing. One, it starts with my testimonial. It's like, wow, and that's kind of pulling people in. And it's chopped up with all the best Healy stuff as well. So that's what I would recommend, so that they're brief, they know what it is they're going into, even if they're going blind. And so they're committed. They've got the video. You got all their details. You put it in. Now they're on the Zoom call. And the setup in terms of getting them, I guess, started is setting your intention up front. And I'm going to walk you guys through this in person. I'm going to get someone on this call to do a reading with me. Because I had this idea that what if we were to do, because after a while when you do this, a lot of the times it's like, man, I'm spending so much time, energy into remote scans. I don't know how much more time I have. So this brilliant idea of actually doing a group scan in front of people is kind of like manifesting right now. So we'll talk about this later, but for now, I'd like to see who would like to be my demonstration. Who would like, oh, we've got 3 of you were like straight away. Wow. Okay. So we've got, I think, who was first? I think Elle was first, to be honest. Elle, what's up? What's
Excited.
Excited. So you've had one of these before with Zach, haven't you?
Yeah.
So you're pretty new as well. So welcome, Elle, everybody. Hey! Awesome. So the cool thing about Zoom is you can actually, and I've been getting in front of Elle's people with these remote scans. She's the one that's been keeping me busy, funnily enough. But since you were the first, I'm picking no favorites. You were generally the first. This was not planned, by the way, guys. Is you can actually screen share your mobile phone. So I would suggest in the setup, get a wet rag, especially if you've got an iPhone X, is your phone heats up really, really, really quick. Like to the point where your phone won't be actually working very fast. So get like an ice block or something, get a wet towel. And you can actually, you want to, oh, Zach, are you there? Can you make me co-host, please?
Yeah, all done. Roger that.
You need to make the other person as well the co-host, the other Brandon.
Oh, the other one.
The other one, yes.
Evil twin.
We're in the business of duplication, so.
Because I made you host, you're going to have to make you host.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Right.
Gotcha.
So,
yeah.
Does that make sense? You got it? Okay.
That works, yeah. So can everybody see my screen? 3, 2, 1. Ta-da. Can everybody see this?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How cool is this? So you want to make sure you turn on the Healy correctly. If you turn on open up the app first, then turn on the Healy, it's going to do its natural thing where it just doesn't register, right? So Elle, I don't have you in my thing as of yet, but can you just give me your details, please?
Salzone.
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 The Ms.
Queen.
Queen. Queen. Let's do that. Birthday.
3rd of December.
December.
88.
I love 88.
Yeah, all the cool kids were born in 88. Adelaide.
So you want to get the details Prior to, it's actually better, but it doesn't matter if it's on the call. So obviously, most people know how to do an aura scan on this call, but being a surgeon, this is why I
Sorry,
asked.
can I just disturb you just before you go ahead? You're on a laptop or something else, right? But I can see the screen. Whose screen is this? I'm not too sure. How did you get it on the mobile? Yeah, that is your mobile. So were
Zoom.
you on the Zoom on your mobile and then you screen shared and you can do it? Okay, awesome. Thanks.
Yeah. Good. Great question. Great question. Zach also
I
uses.
don't know how to screen share either.
So it's literally when you share your screen on. All great questions, guys. So when you share your screen on Zoom, it's the same, but you're sharing your screen on your phone. So does everybody know how to share screen on Zoom? It's this green button down below. It shows up the same on your phone. Just FYI. So, Elle, do you give me permission to record your vibration?
I do.
Cool. Now, Elle, this is your energetic signature. I'm gonna get a photo of you as well. I'm gonna bring you up real quick. In video. You just smile for the team.
I just got.
What's
I'm
that?
in my pajamas still.
It's okay.
I've been working late.
This is a safe space, Elle. This is a safe space.
Don't know when I showered last.
So just a big smile. There we go. Oh, come on. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. The photo doesn't matter? No. Yes.
Now, Brandon, this might be particular, and I want to ask Debs
Wait.
advice on this. Just as the title,
this
you
would
have
happen.
put Queen.
Say that again, Alice. I didn't clearly hear you.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah. You just cut out.
Yeah. Just with putting the details and just being so specific about who the person is. So, because you're creating a digital profile, and if you put that title Queen in there, like literally, is it going to confuse, who Elle is? And I wouldn't be putting that title in there. I mean,
So
you really want to be specific to the person.
You prefer to have the surname, obviously, and titles not so much. I'll probably just leave it blank if you need to anyway. But it's the intent. So if you think that the intent of Queen is to be not in congruent with the energy, then that's where you're at. So it's all about energy and the intent. So if she believes she's a queen, put the title as a queen.
I think she does believe she is. Wait, to be honest.
Yeah, okay. All right, cool.
But yeah, that's a great question. Is this interesting, guys, so far? Yes. Cool. You guys are on mute. Fantastic. So, Elle. So what I typically do is I run people through the aura scan for starters. I ask, they always choose aura. So going through it.
Hey, can I just ask a quick question just before we go on? When you were holding the Healy, was it in your left hand or right hand?
I've been holding in my left.
In your left when you're doing remote, and in your right when you're doing for yourself? Or as in, when you're doing it in front of somebody, they hold it on their right, but when you're doing it remotely, do you do it on your left? Is that right?
To me, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
But
So the question would be more is how are you finding the different energy or surrogating?
that's more specific. Yeah. For me, I'm binding it just with my intention of connecting with her rather than making it about me.
Okay.
So I'm disconnecting from me and I'm more connecting to her field.
Okay.
So you have your own process with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I naturally do it on my left when I'm doing it for other people and on my right, but that's just me. I just wanted to know if that was, because some people say to do that and other people say it doesn't matter. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, I've heard that as well.
Yeah. Okay.
So people can still see my screen, yes?
Yep.
Yeah.
Elle. So, Elle, do you give me permission to record your aura?
Yes.
Fantastic. So, look at your chakras. Oh, so when I'm going through this, I'm actually telling people that this is a little bit more of a generalistic way of, if people don't know about chakras, because most people won't, or some people will, but I like to use this as a way of generalistically focusing more on what the themes of this topic is like, and what it's related to. Even though it's not targeted specifically to me, it's kind of like one of those star sign readings, right? It gives you an indication of what the theme is about. But I like to get more specific. So I like to screenshot this for purposes afterwards, and I can send it to them later. But I like to actually go into this and say, okay, these are the ones that we need to focus on now. So we look at these programs, it's not good or bad, it just is. Out of 100, you're pretty high 90s, but the ones that need more attention is 81, your throat, 88, sacral, and 84, your root. So let's go with those. I also like to include negative relevancies, but that's just me. So my intention is actually just to create a safe space for you to see what's possible and to find out what's going on for you right now. And so I guess with everything that, energy is everything and everything is energy, your intention is the same. So what would you like to get out of this reading? What's your intention? Because we can actually program this reading with intention. Now, my aura is strong and stable. That's a very generic intention. It's a very powerful one, but it's very generic. Is there a specific one for you that you would like to program the reading with?
I'm so lost right now. Like, what do people usually do? Like, I don't know. I didn't come into the scan, I guess, with an intention.
Okay.
I leave it as my aura is strong and stable.
Great. Yeah, me too. It's just giving people the option to program it, because what I found when people come into this with an intention, obviously with you, Elle, there is no real, it's just like, yeah, let's do a demonstration. But what I found is for everybody else in the call, people will have an intention to get something out of it. I've programmed it with people who wanted to feel peaceful and free. And after that, the readings were directed towards what needs to be focused on for them to feel peaceful and free.
Got it.
And I had someone break down in front of me in tears because of how truthful this reading was. So this is not just about, that's what I'm saying before, this is not just about selling people a device. This is creating a space for people to be real and to unlock something within them that goes beyond what you think is possible in a short space of time. So,
excuse me, Brandon. Oh, sorry.
Can I just have people to the end have any questions in the comments, please? Just for this class.
Can you just go a little bit slower when you click things? Because I'm not following when you're clicking something.
Okay, great.
Thanks.
Okay, can you see it? Is this okay?
Yeah.
Fantastic, awesome. So, starting analysis. So, I just get people to say, and this is the present state, this is the present state description, this is where you are. The desired state, this is where you want to go, the themes that it's attached to, and what it's relevant with. So just read that and just see if it's relevant. We'll just go through this one by one at a time.
So it's so accurate.
And obviously this is in a group setting, but wow. What's coming up for you?
It's just so accurate. It's crazy. Like, it's blowing my mind.
So sometimes people actually like talk about the things, like if they want to talk about, like sometimes it's like conversational healing where they speak out loud because they haven't kind of spoken about it for quite some time.
Yeah. It's all the stuff I'm working on with my life coach. Like, I'm constantly living in my masculine energy, and
especially in business.
Yeah, like just in every aspect of my life. It's yeah.
So here's the next one.
So could you please explain how there's like a few different ones, like how you go through that, like
yeah,
the first thing that I just read.
Yeah. So how would you like for me to go through it? Sorry.
So this is my
Present
reading
state.
for my sacral chakra.
Yeah. So sacral chakra, it's 80%, 87% relevant. The present state is violet red. The present state description says that this is what's going on right now for you. If this is our intention, my aura is strong and stable. For it to be strong and stable, we need to have complete and gentle healing of issues of sexuality, emotions, parenthood, by enhancing these colors, right? And it's all about harmonious healing when we get to the vibration setting. So this is where you're at. This is where you're looking to go. Is the way I like to put it simply.
Okay.
I just walk through people a series of steps, and I just ask them, is this relevant? Is this relevant? Is this relevant? I'm not projecting my intention out into this. My intention is a safe space. So I'm curious. I'm wanting to see if this is relevant.
Okay. So the first one's where you are and the second one's where you want to be.
Yeah,
Desired state, yeah.
Yeah, the desired state of where you want to be.
Makes
This
sense.
is the second one, sacral chakra. Are you just reading this?
Yeah, I'm done.
Done. Does it resonate?
Yeah.
So yeah, everybody gets it kind of thing. These are the scans. If you want to continue, by all means. But wanting to give a full demonstration, because what happens after this is there's numerous ways we can go about it.
So Brandon, you can add in there as well. Instead of adding at the top, you can add with the little pen if the desired state something different, or even if you want to put vitamins or anything like that in there as well.
Correct. So you can actually go here, right? And you can type stuff in. You can actually say how relevant it is to your situation. That's a little bit more specific. I like to give people an overview, just an experience, right?
Yeah, if you're just doing a taster, you just do very basic. But if you're actually doing a session with someone, you'd be going into more detail than sending it.
Yeah. Does this resonate? No?
Not as much as the other two, but it's interesting. Like I don't have a maternal relationship with my mother. She had me when she was a teenager, and so she's more like a sister to me.
Gotcha.
But it's interesting.
Yeah. I just say whatever is relevant to you.
Yeah. Like it's probably spot on. The person knows that. Son. And so there's just 3. Comes up with the top 3 honest.
Does this resonate?
Yeah, and when it talks about the colors, like I don't really understand what that means.
Deb?
Thanks.
I can hear you. I'm like, you're about to jump in.
You're amazing. I'm like, who is this? She knows everything.
Of course she does. Everybody knows everything. We're all connected. The colors are usually what they identify with chakras, but I'm not a chakra expert by any means. So usually that's to do with, I suppose, the Indian chakras as well. And there's the European and there's, someone else that's more into that. But color can represent where you're vibrating from as well. So if you're usually blue is around obviously the throat, and depending on the intensity of the blue or what they try and resonate to that color or that intensity. So I am not a chakra person. Sorry.
Can I just quickly add something? With the chakras, can I just add something quickly, if that's okay?
Sure.
With the chakras, what Deb said was absolutely correct. It also, when any of the chakras are low vibrating in low energy, you can actually use these colors in your daily life to enhance that chakra. So maybe wear those color clothes. So different color chakras have different colors, identified by different colors. So you can enhance those. Maybe have a photo on your phone so you can see the yellow. You have flowers of that color. So just, yeah, that way you can just enhance the energy.
Yeah, a lot of people use them in like when you're doing healing on like a bed or like a massage bed, and do throw colors over those chakra areas that may be not aligned to that.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
Shopping. What for is that?
That's very accurate.
That's very accurate.
Mm.
Amazing.
My life coach keeps saying to me that I'm in this phase of, what does she say the word? Surrender.
Yeah, there you go. Amazing.
And that's basically what that says.
Cool. Does that resonate?
Yeah.
Cool. This is the last one.
So the desired state as you went through stays the same for all of them, because that's like the ultimate. Is that right?
They don't stay the same for all
Oh,
of them, but
it's just similar.
yeah, they're very similar. I mean, this is a theme right now that's going on for you. So yeah, you can start to see that there's a description and a theme, like an overarching theme. Like my last scan was all about self-love, not for me personally, but for someone I was being a surrogate for. So yeah, you can start to get to a brief, like not brief, a very deep but general overarching principle of what's going on for people. And people can leave just this alone. People leave with this like, wow, I'm mind blown. Like, how does this, like, you don't need to sell this. This is literally, people walk away with this experience going, what the hell just happened? Now, I don't know for many people, but for me, when I'm giving an intention to the space, there's this thing called vibrate. You can actually vibrate and give people the experience. Depending on how sensitive, I ask, are you sensitive to energy? Most of the people that have been on the calls have been yes. So I'm like, you know what? I want to hold space with this person, vibrate out these frequencies. They can receive it. I've had people come away and go, I just feel so much more expansive. I feel so much more of this. And literally something unlocks, like something was picking up before with one of my old coaching clients in the US. It was all about father stuff. And I sent her scan. I didn't hear from her for 2 days. And she said literally her father, who hasn't spoken to her for a while, reached out to her. I was like, what the hell? Like, without any communication whatsoever, but because something unlocked. I provide this while I'm there. I provide them with this experience, and obviously intuitively go through it. This is, if your space and intention is to give and without receiving, this is something that is just giving people the experience of where you can just press start, ask for permission, say, hey, do you give me permission to give you frequencies or give you these desired states back into your aura field? And then say, yes, cool. And so this is what happens in this equation, giving and holding that space for them and just seeing how they feel and see if they feel anything after that session. And just checking in. I'm constantly checking in with what's going on and how they feel afterwards. And what's come from this has been very, I would say, very beautiful, very beautiful. This is like unheard of. This is not something that anybody's ever seen before, let alone doing it through Zoom and spending that extra time with people, and having that relationship and that connection. Like, we built this business off basically going to people and giving free aura scans from the very beginning. And so people complain, oh, we can't have events anymore in the whole world. I'm like, well, you can hold an event like this, where you can do it in a group setting, where you can give a demonstration, or you can just do it one-to-one. There's no limits to this. Literally, in a world where we're being locked down, we can unlock people's potential. So pretty powerful stuff. Does anybody have any questions? And first of all, Elle, do you have any questions as well?
No, sorry, I asked them the whole way through. I should have waited to the end, but no, that wasn't. That was
No. That's perfect.
That was quite different to the reading that I had a week ago. But interestingly enough, I feel in a very different place than I was a week ago.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots changed. Lots changed.
A lot.
Yeah. So I mean, even from moment to moment, we're all different, right? We're made up of, we're like a colony of 50 trillion cells. So who I am today is not who I am tomorrow. Who I am today is not who I am yesterday. So it really gives an indication as to how important what we're doing is. Like, who's excited about the fact that they can do this? Like, who wants to jump on and try this out for people that they love and care about, right? Yeah, me too. I'm just gonna keep doing this. As much as it's like the leverage up front, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. You prefer for them to just buy it and then try it themselves. But if we're in the business of helping heal the world and raise the collective vibration of the planet and change network marketing as a whole, then we got to do things different. Do we agree? So you can also do the resonance scan if you like, if you want to show both elements. Just depends on how much time you want to give, and just depends on that person. Some person might be more spiritually focused. Some person might be more, physical focused. Go with that intuition. You are more intuitive than you think. Just whatever comes up. Sorry, someone was asking a question.
What's the difference? Like, because I think one of them, you were saying Danielle can't do that because she's pregnant. One of them, but she can do the other. Is that right?
So with regards to people who are pregnant, Zach, you can probably answer this better than I can, but that's with regards to the microcurrent. So putting microcurrents through the body. With this, we're just scanning people, right? So from what I understand, I think, and I don't want to perjure myself, but Zach, are we able to scan people who are pregnant from a distance healing?
From my understanding, everyone should always go through the manual, which is in the groups and the files, and read the contraindications, or go into the manual that comes in the Healy, and then make up your own mind. In terms of, it's, everyone's adults here, but from my understanding, the microcurrent with the wristbands, you can't, right? In terms of the analysis, I've heard that you can, but it's up to the person if they want to do it. I'm not saying yes or no. Should have been in
You
policy.
decide. But yeah, do your due diligence. I would say, yeah, you do your own thing and then see what pops up. But that's pretty much how you do a distance healing. Do you guys have any questions about that?
Please.
Say that again.
I have a question. In your last screen, when you were showing, it said resonance analysis or resonance something and aura analysis. So when you do the aura, it's just about the aura. And when you do the resonance, what's that about? Like, it includes everything, or I'm not too sure about the two things.
Have you got a resonance package? Like, have you got one?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't have my Healy yet anyway, but I didn't go for the resonance yet. So I've got the one, I've ordered the one just lower than that.
Right.
But just curious to check.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
want me to answer that, Brandon, or you're right?
Yeah, I'm right for that. The resonance is the by the bodies with regards to all 13 categories of the programs.
Okay, all categories, yeah.
All the categories, and finds out the top 5 categories. And then you go again to the specific category,
Right.
the top 5 programs for that what resonates for them right now. What program they need. So if it's jaw pain, it could be, energy, it could be sleep systemic, it could be mental balance, which one they need right now.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
So yeah. Any other questions? Did I make it simple enough that you could do yourself? Now, I would definitely recommend going back to my posts, looking at my Calendly link so that you can just input it yourselves, and also look at the message I sent. Obviously, make it targeted towards you. If you're reaching out, this is an outreach. A lot of the scans that I've been doing lately, it's just been for the team. Is people jumping off a webinar, like, I want to try. One of the people in the downline is getting me on calls, and doing these, which is a beautiful place to be in, because you're building a team, but you also you're building your certainty and your confidence. Alice said something about this today, where she's never done anything like this, where she's on podcasts, she's getting interviewed, and she's now training people. Literally, the more you do this, the more you build your belief in your ability to figure things out, even when tech issues happen. Like, I heard Zach had some troll singing Britney Spears and drawing on his screen on the webinar. I want to watch that recording, one. But two, like, when you've done this enough times, people that do this, like, you just won't be phased, because you'll find a way. Whether it's technological difficulties, I've had technological difficulties going into these scans, and I just figured out a way. I figured out how not to do this scan with Zoom. Like, for example, get a wet rag so your phone doesn't heat up and it's just like literally freezing right before you. So this is a longer process. It takes a little bit more time. It's a time investment. It's an energy investment. So the one thing you want to do is cut yourself off the energy. You want to cleanse yourself, clear yourself after you've done the reading, because otherwise you're bringing that person's energy along with you everywhere. And if you do multiple scans like we've been doing, you're bringing a lot of people's energy into the next scan, and it starts to compound. So Deb, would you like to help us just give a brief explanation of how to do that? Because I know how I do mine, but I don't know how to describe how I do it. I just do it.
It's more of a belief program. If you think you're trapping someone's energy from before, then you are. If you don't believe that it continues, then that's what it is. It's all about intent and belief. So when you said it, I was like, I don't even think about that. Like, because you are tapping into that person's energy, you don't stay in that person's energy. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's straight away, as soon as you've done this, you've surrogated, you're out. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what my intent would be all the time. So it's not going to trap into the Healy. It's not going to trap into the app. It's not going to trap into you, because you've already just surrogated. Sole intent is just to take that scan. That's it. Because who really wants to be in anyone else's reality? Sorry, I don't. Mine's scary enough.
Hey, Brandon. So
yes. Please.
So you just do the aura scan for these people. You don't then go to the next process and do the resonance scan and go through programs and yeah.
I do. It's just it depends how much time you want to invest into the people that you're doing the scan with, like, and the relationship you have with that person as well. Obviously, it's circumstantial. In the eyes of duplication, duplication says do it quick. What I'm saying is quite counterintuitive against duplication, because this you can duplicate. Like, that's very simple. Anybody can do that. Now, more specificity is being intuitive in terms of what does this where is this person going? In a sense, is this person's more driven physically or more spiritually? If it's spiritually, I would just go straight to the aura scan. If it's physically, well then, I kind of just feel into it. I have a great way of describing simplicity as to what spirituality is. It's just awareness. But some people might not show up for that, and they might have preconceived notions. So I like to mask it as much as possible and just give them an experience, not try to explain it for them and just show them instead. So yes, to answer your question, the resonance, I do that afterwards, and see what programs. Depends on how detail orientated that person is. Like I had one person yesterday who she wanted to look at all the programs. So I'm like, okay, go through. I spent like an hour with her, with all these different programs. Is that duplicatable? Maybe. But is it for the individual? That's more important. So I would say feel into it when you're on that call. I wouldn't want to hit them with all this information. I would just want them to get a result based off their intention that they set up in the call when they're looking into it. It's like, what's your intention for this call? So that's why the setup is really key. Before the call, where you've got your systems in order, where you can get the details, where you're not doing what I did at the beginning of the week, which is rushing into these scans, filling out their information, and then like not leaving enough time for the next person. Don't book times in like back to back to back. For me personally, that was a lot. So I put a space in between in a certain time that's going to suit my audience. Like for example, we're doing people in the UK right now. So I packed out my evening because it's their afternoon, you know? So your setup is key before the call, and then during the call, and then during the scan, and then after the scan. So the one thing I want to say is to review it, I just check in with them. It's like, how do you feel? Like, what was your experience? You know? And would you like some more information? Is a really good qualifying question. Another one is that I've been asking is, do you know anyone who would benefit from this? Like I've been asking people, my clients that I've had in the past, like, hey, I'm looking for more game-changing people who want to take this technology to the world to awaken them to fight the battle inside instead of the fight that's going outside. Obviously, this is conditioned to my mission. You got to insert what works for you, what you want to do, and what your mission is, what your why is, and then ask. You know, you've given. It's a balance of giving and receiving. Don't, you know, I say don't come into this to receive first, give first. And it's so much easier to receive and ask for what it is you want. Depending on where that person is, if that person's seen enough information, I've basically signed someone up after the Healy scan, because they're on the fence, but they saw 6 months of content of the Healy leading up to that scan. And now that was the thing that tipped them over where they're like, I'm in, right? So you got to know your audience, know where they're at. If it's just something that they're new, ask for referrals, ask for who else can I help in your community that's a leader that wants to, you know, that's showing up for the world. Those are the people I want to support. I want to support entrepreneurs who are showing up in the world and making a difference. And how can I support them energetically? So I'm hoping that this is making sense, not for you to copy me, but to copy and paste with what you are already doing so that you can go out there and make it your own. Because when you make it your own, you will own it. You will own it, you'll take responsibility for it, and you'll feel proud that you are doing something different in other people's lives, not just because we told you to do this, but because this is something that provides a ton of value. And I guess I want to close with this. If you want to succeed in business, add more value than anybody else. Add more value. That the person that adds more value in this economy, in this current state and in the industry wins. So if you're the person that's adding more value, I want this to be the team that adds more value than any other team out there. I want this to be the team that's going out there and leading by example, serving with their heart forward, not with their mind, leading with that person's intentions rather than their own. I want this team to go out there and give their all to the people that they get to impact. And as a subsequent factor, they are being the example of what's possible. And so it's you first. Don't overload yourself with a bunch of Healy scans that you cannot cope with, because you need to fill yourself up first so that you can be that for other people. That's what I would recommend. I don't recommend trying moving houses amidst this and moving states like we have done, but somehow we're crazy people. We just make it work. but look after yourself. Look after yourself within this. Like, you are more important and more influential than you think. And I think that's pretty much it for today's session.
Zach, a quick question, please.
Sure.
Can you hear me? Yeah. You know, we all feel and sense energy in different ways. And I know energy work doesn't work in a linear way. It's non-linear. So you don't see results in A to Z. You know, you can just tap into different dimensions and you can just have a quantum leap. Some people don't sense it straight away, and it may come up later. And I've known some people, not many, but still a few, who don't sense it straight away. And when I ask, like, how do you feel? They might not feel anything at that time. So what's the best way in those situations to respond?
Of course, they're not going to feel it straight away. It's like going to the gym. You don't get results straight away. You can't expect to have a health six-pack in a week or a month, maybe not even 6 months. So giving that perspective, but also I don't feel the vibrate. You know, sometimes I don't really feel the frequency, but I have trust in the science behind it. And that was my own discovery of connecting the dots for me and bringing that awareness. But that's because I was open to it. But if someone's closed to this and saying, no, I don't want to learn about it, it's not that the Healy doesn't work. It's that their lens through which they see the Healy isn't in alignment with it. And that's okay. And you don't want to be changing anyone's perception, convincing anyone, and just be working with those that are swimming towards you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. And gym analogy was amazing.
Yes.
And the other part of it is, link, you know, on the scan, do these with your upline, do these with your team, train your team on this, practice, get more people on that so you can all learn together. And when you have other people, you know, you might do a scan with you and your upline and the new person, so the upline can answer those questions for you and then you can learn at the same time. Does that make sense? So, that'd be my passing comment.
Thank you so much.
This has been amazing. Has this been awesome? Can everyone go like this? Has it been awesome? Whoop, whoop. Say yes. That's fun. All right. So that was awesome, Brandon. We're going to get this recorded in the group. I'll post that in there this afternoon, and people just tag your team in there. And we look forward to seeing all these amazing testimonials from these remote scans and any of your tips. You know, please, this is a collaboration. This is just how Brandon does it. You're going to find your own flow. You know, you're going to find your own rhythm. So, I'm excited for you guys. Just a couple of updates on Monday. We have, oh my gosh, Monday is super exciting. We have not just the product training, which is 10:30 to 11. That's kind of exciting. But from 11 to 12, we have Kingsley. This is a professional network marketer over 20 years. He's built multiple six-figure businesses, has been like a CEO of, he's even like run his own network marketing company as well. So this guy is going to share truth bombs like you've never imagined. He knew Jim Rohn. He knew all the personal development coaches. He brought all these amazing people out from America. He's speaking at 11 a.m. Sydney time. So please put that in your calendar. If you don't know where that is, talk to the upline, talk to your team, and it's in the event section of the 10K group, the event section of the 10K group. I'd like to launch something as well. Starting from next Wednesday, we have an accelerated group. So this is application only. This is for people who are wanting to learn the basics of the business, the fundamentals. Brandon and I and the team will be actually sharing with you little bite-sized chunks to take action on, scripts, what to say, how to do follow-ups, how to do this, how to do the remote scans, but more so in detail with a smaller group. Actually, it's going to be quite big. We've got lots of people applying. For those of you who are really committed to kickstart the rest of the year and start next year off on a really good foot within your Healy business. So this is for people who want to earn their first 1,000 euros. And people are like, and I think that's a great accomplishment. If you haven't shared Healy and you're wanting to get some of the investment back and start the journey of learning these skills, this is going to be the fundamentals for you. And people are like, oh, you know, $1,000 isn't a lot of money, but you just do what we're going to teach you. If you just do $1,000 10 times, it's $10,000. You do what we're going to say, you know, like 100 times, it's $100,000. So we're going to teach you the fundamentals because the basics are the basics, and you can never overcome, like the basics. So I'm just going to put this in the chat right now. Oh my gosh. The survey, and did you have any comments about that, Brandon? Do you want to give them a bit more of a sneak peek of what they can expect?
Yeah, look, that one's all about creating quantum action. You know, we're all about quantum hacking, but the action part of it is getting you into action, like getting you, like what's getting you in the way of literally just going for it, making it so simple that you can help two people, build leadership skills that's going to serve you long term. Because at the end of the day, we're in the business of building leaders. We're in the leadership game, and leaders attract leaders. So there's what we've noticed and what we've seen is there's core fundamental principles that people are doing to get their first 10K. It's literally the first jump start to get their first 1K is literally like it's two people that they can help empower with this device. But it's not just about the money. It's about what is underneath that's going to support this building long term. If you want to build this, if you want to get other people that you've been building with that are excited about the business, this is where you like need to funnel your people to. It's all about getting commitment, and commitment is going all in when you're fearful, despite the fact that you're fearful, despite the fact that you're scared, despite the fact that you don't know enough. I think this is not about learning. This element is about doing. And it's about finding and doing and reviewing the blueprint. So if you take yourself back to the very beginning, when we first launched this group, it was all about action, about how you do you in a world filled with how to. Because we can give you the skills, but until you have the mindset and the capabilities of what works for you, like one of the things and one of the favorite topics I'm very passionate about is how you're going to promote and differentiate yourself in a business where 100,000 people and growing have the same product as you. How the hell are you going to stand out differently? Because we don't want to do the things that every other network marketing company does. We don't want to build that, down the line where everybody starts saying the same thing. That's why we don't really give out that much scripts, if that makes sense, because we don't want people to feel scripted. We want people to be real. And so to do that, we need to find people's genius. To position yourself. If you look at our leadership team on our calls, they're so different in all their ways, but in some way, shape or form, we all connect and we all synergistically, because we're bringing our genius to the table, there's this synergy that can go beyond just one individual themselves. And that's what you're in the business of, is building a team and alliance of people that you can coordinate and build an empire with. And so to do that, you must first find your genius. To do that, you must get your people to find their genius, because when they find theirs, they will run with it, because it's not you telling them what to do, it's them. So that's a little bit of indication of what's going to go down. Got to get people to get fired up to get into action, but we're not going to take all the responsibility, if that makes sense. This is still you. You'll still have to be in them, holding them accountable to what we set up for them. We're not holding other people's hands. We're inspiring people to take the action that they need necessary and creating an environment for them to be real about it. I hope that is enough.
That's super powerful. So just from a show of hands, who's actually ready to jump into learning the basics with this new group, these new skills, and really setting up the rest of their year? If you put in a yes in the comments, I'd love to get a little bit of see who's ready. Now, just so you know, not everyone's going to get through. So make sure you fill in the answers honestly, because now might not be the right time for you. Maybe next month will be the right time. So be honest with where you're at, because we only really want to work with those who are ready for the next 21 days. We're going to be focusing on that. But if you're like, hey, I want to do it the month after, that's okay too. So bring it. Yes. Ready. Yes, 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 please. So life rewards action, everyone. So what I recommend, there's the survey. Please save that into your notes. Fill that in yourself. Now, this might take you 20 minutes to fill in. There's a fair few questions. It's going to direct you to another website to make sure you've covered the compensation plan. It's like quite a basic training. So when you go, it will take you off the survey onto another page. Just make sure you don't close that original page, because you will lose your result. You will lose your answers. So that's really important. And then we look forward to seeing you in the group, which starts next Wednesday. So that's about it, guys.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for your time. Have an amazing week and weekend, and we'll see you guys on the other side of this promo.
Have an amazing week,
guys.
everyone. See ya.
Have an
Thank
amazing weekend.
you.
Thank you.